We see cars very frequently in our daily lives, but despite this, cars are still very difficult to draw accurately. Recently, I've been learning how to drive, and I'd say my skills with a pencil are far better than my skills behind the wheel. Today, I will teach you how to draw cars using tips and tricks I've picked up over my years of experience. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. For this tutorial, you'll need a paper, a pencil, a pen, and an eraser. Before we start, I just want to mention that the car we will be drawing today will be in a 3/4 view, and that the reference photo will be of a more boxy and simply designed car, as drawing cars with complicated curves are going to be harder. But after you get down the basics that I teach you in this tutorial, you will be able to move on to drawing any car that you want, such as this one that I made digitally, and maybe even draw some cars from your imagination. The first thing you want to do is to draw the guidelines out. You will need 2 diagonal lines to track the sides of the car, and 2 diagonal lines going the opposite direction to show the front and the back of the car. Be sure to do this part lightly in pencil so you can go and erase it later. Now that you have the ground level designated, you can start to draw in wheels as ellipses. So draw one wheel first, and then use the height of that wheel to draw guidelines to make each height of each wheel consistent. After you got your wheels in, I like to draw the frame on top of the wheels, and the first part that I usually start with is the side door. You can make sure that all the lines are in perspective with the box that you drew as a guideline first, so that all of it looks nice and 3D on top of your 2D plane. Now we essentially have the first layer of the car done, and right now it kind of resembles a box or a bed, but we're going to build the roof of the car, or the second layer, on top of this one. So the roof of the car is actually kind of hard to make because it is a slant, but just imagine it from a side view and project that onto the 2D plane that you've drawn for the boxes. I think my basic outline for this car is looking pretty good right now, but I want the front to be a little more extended. So this is why we work in pencil, so we can always erase if we make a mistake. For the detailing of the car, use a reference photo or your imagination, but just make headlights that go facing the front, and then you can add the car plate and the bumper underneath that. The detailing on the wheels is probably a hard part, but just imagine it as like slicing a pizza into however many slices you want to make the spokes of the wheel. After you got the exterior details in, you can draw the interior. So I like to make the interior very detailed because it sells the illusion that you're looking at a 3D car, and just draw seats in that are in perspective with the rest of the car. Now it is time for inking. This part is optional, and you can always go over it with darker pencil, but I want to make it even darker, so I'm going to use a pen. And first thing you have to do is to erase everything, but make it still visible, but lighter so that you wouldn't see it in the final copy. So here's how the final product turned out for me. I hope you learned something from this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. It really helps support the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.